This was absolutely the most dysfunctional car I have ever taken to the drag strip. Trying to piece everything together, and then the sure grip not working. I had to treat it like an open rear end. I didn't have my nobody there to film for me, so I did my own video, so that was dysfunctional. Just, it's a mess. But anyways, here it is. I set up, we would get it, and we got it. And if you can make it to the end of this video, my hat's off to you. Pretty easy to see where I am. Unfortunately, I don't have my professional camera wife with me today, as she does a great job. So I'm gonna get you what I can. Looks like humidity is falling. What I mean by that is there's some raindrops. So it's really kind of humid and sticky here. Look, I don't know what we're gonna get. Car hasn't been out for a while. I changed the converter gears. They're giving us one test hit and then eliminations. I ain't gonna do nothing there. It don't even matter. If I get a good clean pass, I'm gonna be thrilled. Get you guys and myself an ET slip on what the gear and converter made on a motor that don't want to rev past 5,000, or at least that's where it wants to be shifted. It'll go to 6, but 5 is where I shifted. We'll see how it goes with the manual reverse body on the column, pulling in, dropping down. Your guess is as good as mine. A couple of friends, I call them my dragway buddies. But anyways, Jim's the one here who did the transmission in my Duster. But anyways, he's here, and Dave with his Duster. Well, we're in our line for our only time pass. And then after that, either I do it or go home, which is tough because I don't have no idea what the car is going to do, and I really don't know how to, well, I should say I know how, but I'm not really good at shifting it and seeing how it's going to hook, and there's a lot of learning I got to do. But in the meantime, we're going to watch Dave's pass. 742 for Dave. His car is generally 732. Maybe the heat, humidity, bad air, whatever you want to call it, cost him a 10. I don't like that, because if it cost him, it's going to cost me. Well, we're out after this pair. I won't be able to do any videoing out here as I'm going to be busy trying to shift this, so for that I apologize. I'll see you at the other end. I messed that up. I went from first to third and had to upshift to second. Have no idea what I ran. All right, let's see if we can get this deciphered here. I ran a 175.60 foot time. That's down from a 183. I'm well on my way to having a good run, except I went from first down to third, then I had to go back up to second, which I still ran a 1275, but now I got a dial. So that was my only time run. Now I got a dial, and it is humid. Can you see the sweat? Whew. So with a blown pass, going from first to third, back up to second before going back down to third. So I missed the shift. I don't know what to put. I put from a 1275 to a 1260. If I can't run the number, I'll lose. If I break out, I'll lose. I'm gonna go for the gusto. I'm gonna stay in it. Win, lose, or draw. I don't even care, because I want my best pass. So I went to roll out. Come inside here where it's a little quieter and shady. It is humid out here. It's really heating up. But anyways, believe this or not, I escaped out of the first round, and don't ask me how, but let's look a little bit. Well, our reaction time was really close to the same, but I want to point out what's important to me. This really excited me. I expected 1.760 foot times, but I actually got a 1.6960 foot time. Remember, I didn't know what to dial because I missed the shift. I went from second to third, then back up to second. So I put a 1260 on there and I ran a 1268. So in the 8th mile, I got into the 7.9s. Mile per hour is down about 1.5, and a lot of people are saying, see, the converter and gears, you don't have enough cam and all that. I totally understand that, but with the heat and humidity, you know, people are running just a little off what they normally would run, and so that means I would be too. So I'm probably losing a mile per hour at least, and I don't even want to talk about the headwind. It's not enough there, but the flags are pointing in, so there is, if anything, a slight headwind. That being said, I don't want to use the heat, the headwind and all that, but it's real. So I still don't know what I can run because I ran a 1268 over revving first gear by 500 RPMs. So I did do took this down from a 60 up, well, I took it up to a 64, and we'll try our luck again. Here we are, heading the round 2. See what we do. By the way, me, Dave, Phil, and Jim all got around through round 1. See where we go. Well, second round, my luck continues. I spun. My sure grip that's supposed to be a sure grip is not being a sure grip. So I broke the passenger tire loose, went from a 169 to a 181 60 foot. I ran off of my 64 dial a 79, so by rights I was dead to water, but he bailed me out with a red light. On to round 3. Well, my car is all over the place, so I changed my dial yet again. I went from a 64 to a 66. It's not that the car is all over the place, it's the fact that I'm trying to shift it, a manual reverse valve body on the column. My sure grip isn't working like a sure grip. I broke one tire loose that time, and you know, that could have cost me a race. So some things I'm trying to work through right now. I'm just in survival mode. However I get there is how I get there. All right, here we go again. All right, things are starting to work for me. As you can see, I dialed a 1266. I actually ran a 1268. Look at that light, 0.005. So I didn't leave much fruit for him to gather, and it wouldn't have mattered anyway because he went red sitting for too long. All I can say is survive in advance. I'm sitting here trying to figure out my shift pattern. I got a sure grip that's not acting like a sure grip. It's acting like an open rear end. Obviously, the old cones type needs some help. Sitting in the heat, going through it. Now I'm in the finals of my class, so survive in advance. That's all I'm doing, trying to figure this out as I go. I'm pretty indecisive. I pulled another couple hundredths out. I'm at 1269. We'll see. Well, it caught up to me. In the final, I went 03 red, 0.03 red. And I couldn't get out of first gear, trying to be careful not to go to third, which didn't matter at that point. So I didn't run my number, and when you go red, that pretty much seals the deal. So had a blast, nothing else, and learned some things about the car. I really like that 169 60 foot time for the combo. So if you made it this far, but anyways, less slow was the goal all year long for my vehicles, and we did go less slow. We dropped from a 1286 to a 1268, 797 and a quarter down from a 819, and 169 in the 60 foot versus the 183 what was its best. I can honestly say we never did get a clean run in it. Either I went from first to third, or I went from I over rev first by 500-600 RPMs and tried to hit the second gear, trying to work with it out of the hole. I still had to heat up the one tire because my sure grip, I got in the water box and did the burnout, and Dave's standing there watching me, and he's like, you only spun one. So I had to heat up the other side. I could tell it when I come out of the water box I was only spinning one. I don't know what's going on with that. But we obviously exposed a couple of things on the car, and you don't know till you get there. But next step for the Duster, I do want to say, will be we want to do an engine upgrade, complete engine upgrade. We want to build something. This 360 still got the recessed or the the dished pistons. You can drink a cup of coffee out of the piston, and the cam is smaller than a factory stock 340 cam, so it's really about as mild of a motor as you could almost build. And so we want to step up our game there. Not sure what the exact plan is, but we're going to do something different now under the hood. That's the next plan for the Duster. Anyways, so long.